Boom! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Perfect Bag. My name's Clint, and today we have a really fun video for you. As always on the channel, this is going to be a one-take bag review. You know what that means, or do you? Maybe you're new to this. One-take bag review means we're going to be checking out bags, in this case, 2 bags, from a new company, and this is going to be a straight shot video. No funny business, no editing, no visual effects, no craziness, just me and you talking about these bags. All right, so what are we talking about today? We are talking about, not this guy again. Okay, you may have seen my previous video about looking for a bag like Chewbacca, right? A sling bag like Chewbacca. Well, you weren't the only one who saw it. I'm going to put this away. Don't worry. It ain't this. You weren't the only one who saw that video. Another viewer out there who saw that video is named Sky. And Sky ran a company literally named Wookiee Bags. How about that? How about that? So Sky sent me a note out of the blue and said, hey, I saw your video. It made me laugh. And I'm about to launch a bag company. I was like, pfft. And then my synapses started firing, and I remembered that I had read an article about Wookiee Bags and about Sky and his design company, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, something like that. It was on Carryology, and it was a really cool article, and it caught my attention because it really was one of those things that, as I was in the infant stages of learning how big the bag industry was and how many cool people were involved in this. So Sky sent me a note, and I had a chance to kind of catch up and follow along with what's been going on. Follow along with me on this journey. So long time ago, in a land far, far away, Montana, Sky and his wife, partner, I think wife at the time, anyway, they started making bags. It's a longer story than that. You can kind of look up the story yourself and learn the story, but they started making bags, and this is primarily like ski bum stuff, right? Outdoorsy, tackling the slopes kind of gear. And their company was successful, but they shut it down. And when they shut it down, they went international. They went international to go work for a major bag company, and they worked for that major bag company and kind of figured out more about the industry, shifting from a cottage industry focus, homespun gear, to global, big, large company, how does this all work kind of stuff. Once they learned and wrapped their head around that, they went and opened up a design studio. In that design studio, they were designing bags for a lot of major labels that you've heard of. So you can see how this is going, right? Started out learning how to make your own gear. Second, learned how to work with suppliers and how the industry works. Third, work with a lot of companies, become super amazing at bag construction and design. Fourth, start your next company. That's the stage that we're at right now, and that next company is called Fara. And so Fara is an Old Norse word. That's, I believe, Sky's heritage, but Old Norse word for travel or go. And this is the first bag, and I'm about to show you the other first bag because it's 2 bags, but actually it's 4 bags. So we got some stuff going on here. This is the first product from Fara, and it's launching via Kickstarter, and Sky was so nice as to send me over a couple of units to check out. Now I've got prototype units here, but the product in the Kickstarter should be just about identical to what I'm showing you. Super excited about that. Sometimes bag suppliers and makers do send me gear for review. But when you click on those links on this channel, I'm not making any money off of that. So you can rest assured I'm not feeding you into my links so that I make money. I'm not in an affiliate program with this maker or any other bag maker. That's right. You can trust what you see on this channel at all times. So what are we going to do? We're going to do a full exterior walkthrough of this bag and this bag. So we've got a sling and a messenger, both with the same design language and a lot of similar exterior features. And then we're going to get into camera number 2. In camera number 2, of course, you're going to get into all the nooks and crannies and pockets with me. And then we're going to talk about 2 things that I really like about these bags, 2 things that I think could be better. You always get that on this channel, and some overall discussion about who might like these bags. All right, you ready? I'm ready. Let's talk about these bags. I think the first thing we have to talk about is the design language. This is a very modern looking bag. And I kept thinking this bag reminds me of something. The details, the lines, it reminds me of something. What I landed on, and I'm still not 100% convinced I've landed on the right thing here, but what I've landed on is it reminds me of like the supercar language, like McLarens and Bugattis, and like it reminds me, it's not carbon fiber, right? But it reminds me of that. It's got really, really kind of automotive reminiscent materials here for me, and really, really slick, fast looking design. Sharp angles, modern curves, slick. Yeah. It even kind of feels like the shape of a supercar racing steering wheel. So, I mean, ultimately, that may or may not be in the design language here, but I sense it, I feel it, and I think it's really, really unique. Okay, so what is going on with these bags? I think we have to start with the exterior materials because they're really, really unique. It is a nylon that has been nano coated, and it feels almost rubberized, not in a bad way. It kind of a mix between the bottom of a backpack and a really nice leather. That's what it feels like in the hand. You'll see it up close in camera number 2 here in a little bit, but you've got a little bit of texturized in some parts and a little smoother in some parts and a little bumpy and pebbled on the bottom, but the whole thing feels premium, and it kind of gets a leather-like feel without being leather, and it is water resistant because it's been nano coated. I'm not a scientist, I don't know what nano coated means, but it is a water resistant material, and it looks really, really cool. And like I said, just a little bit automotive to me in terms of like steering wheel, seats, dashboards, etc. It has that kind of really grippy what's the word I'm looking for? Tactile word of the day. Tactile features going on with the bag. So, all right, that's the front of the bag, and there's obviously a little logo right here, very subtle. You can see it a little bit bigger on this bag right here. Fara with a feather. Fara Feather is the brand. Light bags to travel with is, I think, the theme we're going for there. You can see that this larger version, the Messenger, has fid locks on the front, which are obviously very easy to open and very easy to close, so no issue with the closure selection on the Messenger. On the Sling, magnets as well, but on the Sling it's just lift up, close, lift up, close. It's just a flappy panel that is magnetized, so really like that. Like this, but it is one more thing to fuss with, even though honestly it's not. This is like the easiest version of a fid lock button to put on the back. Okay. We have to talk now about the back of the bag because there is some unique stuff going on. We'll show you the Sling here in a second. There's some unique stuff going on with the back of this bag. The first thing I'll call out is this really, really nice handle. I'll show it to you again in camera number 2, and I'll probably be talking about this at the end of the video, but this is a really slick, feels almost laser cut, but it's just elevated off the back of the bag. It is really nice to hold, and so other bag makers out there who are looking for ways to add a handle to your bag, please don't rip off Fara, but do understand how nice you can make a handle just by, you know, making space for it in your design. This is not over the top in terms of construction, but it is really comfortable. It's very grippy, it's very tactile. It's got a good feel to it, and because it's solid rather than just folding in. There's a lot of bags that I have that have a 1-inch piece of nylon that is the same design, and you grab it and it feels like there's nothing in your hand at all. This feels really nice. Okay, we'll move on from the handle now, I promise. But we're not going to move far. We're going to move down to this back panel here, and you can see these kind of elevated air channel and cushion sections here. We've got this high density foam, and then you've got a really deep padded really deep air channel in between the padding here. Feels really nice on your back. It's got just a little bit of bounce to it. It cushions nicely. It feels good on your back. Yeah, so no issues back here, and a real strength of the bag. The strap itself is very interesting. Okay, so this is, you know, to me, I just reviewed the triple design Axiom pack. This is not too dissimilar from the straps on that backpack. This is a backpack strap. It really is. And it's just a solo backpack strap rather than what I'm used to seeing on a bag, or on a messenger, which is a strap with a buckle. This is a backpack strap. And it's also not as in the way as some of the overbuilt straps that are out there. And the hardware on this is super light. So Defy, Chrome Industries, etc., they're building out these larger straps, but they also have beefy hardware, like unnecessarily big seatbelt buckles and Cobra buckles that are just like almost as heavy as the bag itself. This is really light stuff that's going on here. Some custom hardware that is like feather light. The other note about these straps is that although it doesn't look like it, because a lot of times when you build in a super industrial strap, what you've done is you've locked into a particular shoulder, left or right. So, you know, notoriously like the air travel sling as an example, I think that one is you have to carry it on your left shoulder, or else the bag doesn't work and all your stuff would pour out. So this one though has gaps in the hardware down here and down here, which will allow you to flip the strap. And there is no difference between the angle at which the strap connection points are. And so you can literally just flip it if you prefer to carry the bag on your right shoulder instead of your left shoulder, which is how it shipped out of the box. So really interesting stuff and some great construction choices. And we'll come back to that word, construction, because there's a lot going on with construction on these bags, as you would expect from a company that has its roots in industrial design and has been designing for all kinds of other companies over the last few years. So smart stuff going on with these bags. And the sling, you can see, I mean, honestly, I don't think they even had to do all this. So this is really interesting. They've replicated the what you saw going on with the messenger bag on the sling. And this is the small version of the sling. This is the 3-liter version of the sling. There's going to be a small and large of the sling and a small and large of the messenger bag. And so really interesting here, they've included the padding and the air channels, and they've included the beefed up kind of super style strap on this as well, with padding, and it's just a very comfortable bag to wear. The buckle itself for loosening and tightening the bag works like a charm, no issues. No handle on the back of the sling, should call that out, and no back pocketing on either of these bags. All the pocketing is forward looking, and all the pocketing is covered under the flaps. And we'll talk about that here in camera number 2, but you can see lift up, stuff under the flap. Yeah, really, really, really easily accessible underneath some magnets. Is that it? Are we headed to camera number 2? I guess I should say these bags feel nice in your hand, and it's hard to convey. One of the hardest things to convey in these videos is how a material feels if it's not a material that everybody has had in their hand before. So go find a backpack that has a rubberized bottom in your collection, and it kind of feels like that, or go out to your car and feel a nice leather steering wheel, and it kind of feels like that. That's the best I can get across, I think, here without you know, reaching in and pulling you through the video. All right. So what do we have coming up the rest of the video? We're going to do camera number 2 next. We're going to dive in, talk about the nooks and crannies, the inside, the pocketing, all the design choices. We're going to do the 2 and 2. And then at the very end of the video, as always, you're going to get to see this gorgeous guy here model the bag for you. Oh my God, what a privilege. All right, everybody, thank you so much. Let's do it. Let's jump into camera number 2. Here we are in camera 2, as always, and delighted to be here. Okay, we're going to start with the sling bag. We're going to go through everything on this sling bag, and then we're going to do the messenger. Folks, are you ready for this? Okay, so up close and personal. Do you see what I was saying, that it kind of looks like the design language of a supercar brand? Maybe it's just me, but it looks really, really cool. And take a look at the material itself. Thank you, iPhone, for the nice video quality here so friends can see the up close and personal. Yeah, and here's the logo. Let's check out the back of the bag together. So we've got the strap. You can see the cushioning on the strap and the cushioning on the back panels and the air channels. So you can see it's about a third of an inch, quarter of an inch deep on the sling. This is a 3-liter sling bag. The small version is. Yeah. All right. Time for some pocketing? I think it is. So first off, what do we know? First off, magnets. Okay. Magnets are a love language for me. I love fussing with magnets. I've got magnets on my bracelets. Magnet. I love it. So, listen. Magnets. Okay. So, we open this up and we've got more zippers to open. Now, some of you may say, what? Why do we have a big giant pocket covering up my other pockets? And you know, there's a lot of sling bags out there where the deal is you just unzip it and you're there. This one, you pull open this flap and then you unzip it. Well, I haven't asked Sky why they've done that. Number one, I think it's a design aesthetic. But number two, here's what I think is going on. This fabric is water repellent, okay? Not waterproof. Waterproof bags are very expensive and very ugly looking. Water resistant, okay? But what's going on here is when you open this up, and it is totally easy to open up. Here, I'll just do it with my pinky and my thumb. You know, it's totally easy to open. But because you've done that, you don't need AquaGuard zippers, which over time almost always deteriorate and end up looking melty, funky, terrible. And so these zippers here are really, oh, and look, you first look at the interior. These zippers here are really smooth. They've got branded zipper pulls, by the way. And you've got a double zipper on both tracks. But what they aren't is AquaGuard, because the bag itself is covered by this flap. So you've got some waterproofing without AquaGuard, which I just don't love. And you've got this slick look on the bag, which makes it look like a messenger, and I think, again, feeds that modern aesthetic. So, I don't know. Will everybody love that? I don't know. I think it's kind of neat, and it's definitely different. Thank God for different. Reminds me a little bit of a modern satchel, like the Track Bairn, where you've got the flap over the main compartment. So yeah, anyway, open it up. And good news is, by the way, if you don't live in a place where weather is an issue, if you open this up and you leave these zippers open, then you don't have to open things twice. You just open it up and your bag's open. So, you know, you can just have like insanely easy access to your bag just by leaving the pouch open underneath the flap. So problem solved. Okay, so we open this up and we got two main compartments here. First compartment first. What's going on in this first compartment? It's a pocket.
That's it. Okay, so I'm pulling out, I've got multi-tool and flashlight here in this first pocket. So this is a very easy pocket to get to, and there is nothing going on in this pocket besides it being a pocket, all right? Which I really appreciate. It's just a pocket. But in the main compartment, there's a lot going on, like a lot going on. And I'm gonna look at this the way you would be looking at it yourself, okay? So I've got my passport wallet in here. It's from Alpaca, by the way. It's a really good one. I've got a video on this. Then inside here, you've got a key leash, and I almost universally put my AirPods on my key leash so that they can't get lost, and I always know where they are. So key leash in here, no problem. Stuffed in the corner over here, it's going to be hard to see, but right here, well, you can see, I've got my finger in it. You have an AirPods pocket. It is a very hidden AirPods pocket, and it ends up kind of scrunching up in the liner over there. So if somebody steals your bag, they will not know that there is an AirPod. I said AirPod. It's an AirTag, not an AirPod. AirTag pocket over here. Okay, so there's an AirTag pocket over here that is really hidden and very hard to see for thieves who take your bag. Up top here, we got another fun feature. You've got a pen pocket or a stylus pocket if you're an Apple Magic Pencil user, but pen pocket. I like that, and it's up out of the way, and you don't even see it if you're not using it. In the front here, we'll go front first, you've got a zippered pocket. This one is felt lined, and you can use it for eyeglasses, blue light blocking glasses, sunglasses, etc. Then you've got a magnet pocket here. Looks pretty flat, but it also has some construction gusseting going on here, so it's actually a fairly large pocket. You could put multi-tools in there, flashlights in there. Like, there is some volume to that pocket. I've tossed my Game & Watch in there so I can play Mario on the run, which is very important. But it is magnets, which is fun. On the back side here, number one, you got a little branding going on right here. On the back side, you've got another magnet pocket, and I've tossed my phone in there. And I've tossed in some lemon, so water doesn't just taste like plain water. And also the Colonel Ichabod mustache comb, which is obviously the best mustache comb in the entire industry. All right, we zip open this back compartment here, and we reveal another pocket. And inside this pocket, there's 3 more pockets, and they're actually useful pockets. They're not so small you couldn't use them. So in one, I've got some hidden snips. In another, I've got a worry stone. And then I have tossed in a pocket knife. So there's 3 stretchy elastic pockets in the back panel that's hidden away behind a zipper. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 interior pockets in the main compartment if you count the AirTag pocket and the pen, 8 if you don't, and the key leash. And by the way, a really light, high contrast gray in here. So other manufacturers who are making bags, for the love, please, just make a high contrast interior. See, Fara did it, and it's a black bag, and it's a beautiful light interior. So really nice. There's also some interesting stuff going on construction wise here, because the bag is very, very slim, but when you open the bag all the way up, you can put quite a bit of stuff in the bag when it's all the way poofed. So you've got some expandability with this bag that's going on, which is really, really neat. And so the pockets, because they're magnetized, disappear when you're not using them, and the volume of the bag itself also disappears when you're not using it, thanks to some of the construction here. And that's ultimately what this brand is going to end up being all about, I believe, besides a clearly modernist aesthetic. I think what you're going to end up with is high quality creative construction from this brand. And that's really exciting to me, because we're going to see some new stuff from this studio. Okay, it's time for us to look at bag number 2 in the series, which is the messenger. All right, now this messenger is a big boy. It is thick. All messengers are, and it's got extra. Well, I think we need to zoom out. Good night. There we go. That's a little better. This messenger is thick, and it's got a ton of kind of wraparound padding going on, which is really good because I think where this bag would really shine, honestly, is as a photography bag. Like I don't carry a DSLR, but if I were a honest to goodness serious photographer, this is the kind of bag that I think I would want. So we'll get up close on the panel here. Yep. And then the strap, we're not going to do as meticulous of a walkthrough because it shares a lot of features, but you can see the really nice handle and strap and air channel and grooves back here. It's really good stuff. Then we're going to fidlock it open here. Slide, 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 slippity slide. All right, we'll open up the panel here. Same flap over, but on this one, you've got pocket, pocket, pocket right off the bat, and surprise, pocket. So 4 pockets underneath the flap. These 2 pockets on the side, one of which I put in a battery backup with cords built into it, and on the other one, I would have my phone. You can access while the bag is actually closed. So you can get to these side pockets here while the bag is actually closed, which is a good touch. Then you've got a zippered pocket up front here. I've tossed in keys and tossed in little worry stone. And then you've got a slip pocket here, which is high contrast interior and just really easy to use and access all of these while the bag is on you, and you can flip this just open and access it, no issues. All right, what's in the main compartment on this bag? Boom. Well, a lot. Let me take out this vest first. But note to all of you, big old poofy vest or polar fleece or whatnot fits in here with no problem, along with, as you can see, a lot of other stuff. But check out some of the construction details here. You've got this stretchy here, which tightens the bag up when you're not overloading it, but easily when you are overloading it, kind of swallows up your gear. So that's pretty cool. Another thing you may notice is I have a gigantic bottle. This is a huge hydro flask, a 32-ounce hydro flask that just got swallowed up by this interior bottle pocket holder. And there's one on both sides. Look at that. Poof, poof. And they snap out of the way when you don't want them because they are magnetized. So pull it open, slap it shut, and behind both of them, there's actually another pocket. So there's a pocket with a magnet, and then there's the water bottle pocket, and they all snap shut. So very, very modular. You could use it for lenses. You could use it for water bottles. You could use it for clothes. You could use it for just about anything. Shoes, if you don't have big size 14s like me, could probably work as well. All right. We'll open this up here. You've got a pocket up front, big zippered pocket, kind of file folder sized with a key leash. Then you've got 3 big sections up front here. These 2 on the side are felt lined. I've put glasses in them. They're good size for, battery backups, for a phone, for a mouse, etc. Mice. Then you've got business card sized little elastic pockets right here, which would be good for also SD cards. Then you've got a slip pocket here and 3 pin sized or tool sized pockets inside that. So really interesting little admin setup here. And you can take a peek. And then on the back, you've got a tablet or laptop sleeve and a secondary. So you could do laptop and tablet or file folder or whatever, but it is padded, it is cushioned, and it is magnetized on both sections here. So yeah, that was an 11-inch Chromebook that I slipped into the front pocket. So you'd have no problem with a tablet and laptop setup in this bag. Wow. So inside this main compartment, lots of slip pockets, a big zippered pocket, tablet, laptop, double bottle pockets, hidden pockets. There's just a lot going on, and all of it just evaporates out of the way when not in use and just gives you one big main compartment. There's nothing that kind of robs space in this bag. So really, really neat and very sturdy construction without adding a ton of weight. So feather light, but also sturdy, which is not easy to pull off. All right. 2 things that I really like about these bags from Fara. Number 1, I really do like the construction. There's a lot of interesting pocketing going on in these bags. They're well built and they feel nice to wear. So the construction and materials feel premium, right up there with some of the brands that you know and trust in this modern, minimalist aesthetic kind of space. So good quality, unique and creative construction, and very usable bags. The second thing I really enjoy about these bags is the back panel construction and how comfortable the bags are to wear. The strap itself, very comfortable, and the back panel and super extra kind of over the top cushioning, very comfortable. Now, as always, I always give you 2 things that I think could be better. In this case, I've got a couple of little nits to pick. The first one is this, okay? And what this is the gap for putting the strap onto the bag and kind of taking it off. Man, that is really the worst possible way to say that. The strap adjustments that you can remove the strap and put it onto another bag. I almost wish that I know people want it to be ambidextrous, but I almost wish that it was locked down because it does feel a little bit like it's going to slip out right here. Now, it's just a piece of metal. It hasn't slipped out on me, but it does feel just a little precarious. Again, it hasn't slipped out on me. That's a minor thing. The thing that I would suggest, though, that, by the way, is not one of my 2 things. It doesn't count. That's not one of my 2 things. One of my 2 things is, with all the magnets that are in this bag, how cool would it be if there was a little line of magnets here and a little line of magnets here, so that when you rested the strap up against the side of the bag, it held in place. See, like this? Oh, nope. But it held in place like that. It looks like it's almost built in. And when you handle carry this messenger, which, by the way, this handle, I should have said, this handle is great, like really comfortable. But if that had a little magnet right here, or even just right here and right here, it would hold in place, and then you'd end up with a real cool briefcase style carry without the strap hanging off the bag like almost every messenger in the world. So that would be a neat little touch, since they're so good with magnets. So, and then the other thing that I would change is actually, I would add a small version of this handle onto the sling bag. This handle is so good, I almost wanted a version of it on the sling bag as well. So 2 really interesting bags, and not their first rodeo. So it's not fair with industry pros like these to say that this is kind of their first crack at bags. It just isn't. This is the culmination of a lot of work. But for Fara, this is their first couple of bags that they're putting out, and I'm excited. I'm excited about what the future is for this company. Excited to see them continue to put out products. I think the Kickstarter pricing is kind of absurd. So take a peek. Like, this sling is like $70. So go check the price. Your mileage may vary. I don't know where you live, etc. But that's dirt cheap for a bag that good. I don't carry messengers very much, so it was fun to see this messenger, but I think this is going to be more appealing for like a DSLR carrying photography professional. And it's a good bag. Well built, well constructed, and fun to use. So love the magnets, love the construction, love the materials. Feels grippy, feels neat, feels rugged, while also looking kind of supercar-y modern in my eyes. So everybody, thanks. Check out the Kickstarter. I hope you enjoyed walking through these 2 cool new bags with me. And as always, thank you for the love and the support, and we will see you next time. Bye for now, everybody.